Oh my gosh, I love the farm. It's not like any other thing that you get to do at any other school.
When you arrive at the farm, it feels like your farm. John and Donna and Ed and Ginny, it's our farm.
And it's not just learning about farming or about the woods. It's learning about ourselves.
The farm has definitely made me learn to step out of my comfort zone.
At the farm, there's pretty much no Wi-Fi, TV, electronics at all.
You live in the house and you take care of all these animals with your class.
The fact that you grow your own food and make it and eat it is pretty cool.
The farm definitely teaches us to communicate and to bond.
It's been my home away from home.
Kind of like a home away from home.
There's drama sometimes because that's what happens when you're with 18 kids who are but we're like a family.
I've really come to see my classmates as family.
It's not only just like students and teachers and faculty, it's more of a family.
A community building that's unique only to the farm.
Having been connected to members of the farm staff over 17 trips who have watched them grow up but are not their parents, they are experts at allowing kids the kind of independence to grow into themselves. A skill set that you can read on the faces of the graduating class. You watch it beginning to happen the very first farm trip that kids come back from.
When your kids get off the bus after that first 3-day trip, and they're dirty and they're smelly and their smiles are from ear to ear and the stories just don't stop.
The farm, I think, is probably the biggest learning tool that MCS has.
At the farm, we have this chance to be in a constant state of learning.
You have so many experience there, like milking a cow.
Especially milking, you get better each time, and as you get better, you start to feel more mature and more like you've accomplished the whole journey.
Every trip, there's something special that is special to that trip. You might make maple syrup, you go up and collect sap. You never have the same farm trip twice.
In fact, what they're doing is science, food systems, general nature, and social interaction in increasingly complex concentric circles of problem solving. That pedagogically is fantastic.
And another aspect of the farm that I really like is when you're in New York City, oftentimes you don't really know what's happening outside of New York City and where a lot of the things you have are coming from, like water, food, for example.
And they understand that water that they're playing in and that they're goofing around in, the water that sustains the soil and feeds the livestock, they understand that water is also the water that becomes part of New York City's reservoir. That geography is very clear to them.
It's putting things in a real world context. When kids eventually start talking about sweatshops and about child labor around the world, they've sat at a loom for an hour and a half. They're going to have sore hands, so it's a real context for them.
That's what the farm does. It opens you up to the world.
You can't get a child to care about a condor if they don't know a bluebird. Again, it's just that idea of making it real.
You just have so much responsibility there, and you are expected to take care of a whole farm, both planting and crops and animals, and it's just crazy, but it's the most special thing about MCS, and it's amazing. Amazing, I love it.
If they don't wash the dishes, we won't have dishes for our next meal. If they don't feed the animals will suffer.
It's not, playing a game, it's not, trying to overcome some obstacle course. It's doing the jobs that must get done and then feeling proud about their role in doing those jobs.
What's next? Do we add more solar panels? Do we diversify and put up a wind turbine? We've got that great stream running through. Do we put up microhydro? And kids are always part of that conversation.
Nature and people come together in a classroom in a way that prepares our children to just be natural stewards.
The biggest impact of the farm on the natural environment is really about sending out those graduates who are environmental advocates.
Kids don't become active. They don't change their behaviors to work toward something more perfect just by hearing the scary stories. The thing that motivates them to make change is to be connected to the world in which they live.
They're stewards by experience.
Having more and more environmental activists and people who stand up and speak out for the real needs of the planet and our local communities, the world will just be a stronger place.